everybody, to today's very special episode of the I Went Outside Today podcast.
A very, very special episode.
Very, very special.
Very.
I'm one of your three hosts, Chris.
This is Cheryl.
I'm Sydney. I patted a puppy.
Sydney patted how many puppies today?
All of the puppies. Not all of them. I don't think I patted every single one.
Several.
Several. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Several. I didn't know we had to take notes on. I didn't know that I would be asked about metrics. Sorry.
So today, you, Sydney, and Cheryl went out to do puppy yoga.
Puppy yoga.
And this was all Cheryl's idea. If you'd like to explain what made you come up with this as an episode.
Yeah, we've subjected you to random things, and I decided it'd be fun to subject you to something that you would enjoy.
Yeah.
So Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
This is our Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
Merry Christmas, one and all. I patted puppies.
It's all downhill from here. This is the
Excellent.
top of the hill.
Excellent. I peaked.
You've peaked.
I peaked.
This is peak Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
So you two had gone to puppy yoga with Jen in support of Zoe's Animal Rescue Society. Here's the description. Join us for a positively delightful experience of puppy yoga. This event is the perfect opportunity to unwind, stretch, and cuddle adorable puppies. Whether you're a yoga enthusiast or just looking for some furry fun, Sydney loves furries.
Yeah. No. No.
This in-person event guarantees a tail-wagging good time. Don't miss out on this opportunity to combine the benefits of yoga with the joy of spending time with adorable puppies.
I would like to preface that even though it may have said Jen, our instructor was named Aisha.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
When you were like, Jen, I was like, what, Jen?
who's the
There was no
mysterious
Jen.
Jen?
It could be that, so at least the one that Chris found there was the one saying that it was the second one being offered. So it could have been Aisha did the first one and Jen did the second.
But we don't
Two
know
in
no
one
Jen.
day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So initially they just had the one at 1 o'clock, which is the one that we did. And it sold out super fast. And then they put out another one and it also sold out. So
This seems like an idea for a business that just prints its own money.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing that I thought was fantastic is it's a good way to tire out the puppies. So you can take them home and they're just going to sleep forever.
So people brought their own puppies?
No, this is the rescue.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah,
gotcha.
the rescue supplies the puppies. Zoe supplies the puppies.
Okay, these are all Zoe's puppies.
All Zoe's puppies.
And so Cheryl didn't want Sydney to know what was going on. We wanted to
Yeah.
trick you into doing something you wanted to do. And what did you think we were up to today when Cheryl came to pick you up?
I don't know. I thought it was going to be terrible because she was like, wear something you can move in. And then I was like, I don't know what that
You
means.
famously hate moving.
Famously. And I was like, what kind of shoes do I wear? I'm in a weird place with shoes right now because I have my runners, but is it too cold for runners? And then I have new winter boots, but they're not broken in yet. So if we're going to do some crazy hike, can't wear new boots on a crazy hike. And then
I did tell you it was not outside.
this is true. But these are just the thoughts that I had in my head.
Sounds
then I
like
have
you're
my
still in
Uggs.
that spiral.
So I'm still a little bit in that spiral. But that's just me. That's just my life. So I don't know. I had no idea. And then they were like, she was like, and can Chris borrow your yoga mat? And I didn't even bother asking if it was related or not. And I almost typed in the group chat, he can have my garbage one because I have a really good yoga mat and then like a really cheap one. And then she was like, yeah, I told you your brother was asking for it so that you wouldn't bring like your nicest yoga mat. And I was like, that was effective. That was an effective thing that you did.
Effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheryl's the smart one in this relationship, so.
Technically, Chris was like, you should say that I need it for me. And then I was like, actually, that's a great idea.
And it worked.
Yes.
But also it was rolled up in my other even cheaper, not technically a yoga mat, just a spongy workout pad. So bit of a mess to put it all back together, but I got it sorted. And it actually didn't raise any suspicion at all. I was just like, who knows what we're doing? Or maybe it's a red herring, I also thought. Maybe it's not even part of what's happening. But then when we rolled up to a yoga studio, I was like, why would we just do yoga? And then I was like, is it animal yoga? And it was animal yoga.
Your first thought is if anything is animal related.
Well, actually,
Why would
no.
we just do yoga?
She was like, are we doing yoga? And I was like, yes. She's like, oh, well, if I had known we were doing yoga, I would have brought my nice mat. And it's like, I don't
That's
want you
true.
to bring the nice mat.
Yeah.
Don't bring the nice mat.
Also, when she said that, I was like,
So you brought your garbage mat
brought my garbage mat.
that you only lend out to people.
Yeah.
And so you got there, and at what point did you figure out puppies would be involved?
Well, there was a whole other wardrobe debacle where I didn't know what we were doing, but I brought a sports bra just in case. So then I had to go change because I wasn't wearing appropriate attire. And then when I was walking to the bathroom, someone said, "There's just the cutest lab in there." And I was like, "It's puppies!" And
Part of you
I
just knew.
volunteer for Zoe's Animal Rescue, so I know that they do puppy yoga. And I guess Cheryl was very afraid that I would see that they were doing this and catch on, but no, I had no idea.
Yeah. I was a little concerned because they had to get you to sign a waiver. And originally I was going to sign the waiver for you because I could have done it online beforehand. Mm-hmm. But then in the waiver, it was like, is there any medical reason that you should not be doing yoga? And I was like, oh, I don't feel comfortable answering that. And so we had to arrive early to fill out forms.
I didn't even read the waiver. So if the waiver said anything about dogs, I didn't even read it.
Yeah, all it said at the top was puppy yoga.
I didn't even read that.
Yeah, well,
That's
there you
so
go.
funny.
So if I want all of your Bitcoins, I just have to put it on a contract titled Puppy Yoga up at the very top.
No.
And then you would sign it away immediately.
I wouldn't sign anything you gave me without reading it. But
Okay.
these are yoga people. They seem trustworthy.
So the trick is you need to set up a fake yoga studio, Chris,
Yeah.
and then have people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you hear the puppies before you signed your waiver?
No.
No?
No. And usually, like, when I go volunteer, all you hear is like, yip, 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 yip. Well, I didn't hear anything.
Okay, so these were quiet puppies, or were they just in a soundproof room?
They were reasonably quiet for my personal I petted a lot of puppies. I feel like I know a lot about how loud puppies are. These were on the quieter end.
I was actually expecting more people to start squealing puppies from in the room. Like, I was expecting someone to be like, pee! And get really excited, and then that didn't happen. So I was like, are there actually puppies in there? There was like a wagon in the foyer, and I was like, it's probably for puppies, but I don't know.
It was used to transport the puppies.
The puppy wagon.
Yeah.
And-
And also, so I'm in the group chat for this litter because it's one of the garages that I volunteer at, but I haven't been able to go for a while. So I didn't even see the notice. So I had a notice on my phone the whole time saying the puppies are going to puppy yoga today, but I just haven't been able to see the messages yet.
The universe worked in Cheryl's favor today.
Yeah, it was so funny. So then, yeah, after we left, when I was checking my messages, like, these puppies look familiar.
That or Sydney's slacking in her puppy-related knowledge
I'm
of
slacking in
events.
my puppy-related duties lately.
Duty.
Hmm.
Was
Real mature.
there any puppy duty?
Yes.
Was it like right on your mat? In front
No,
of your face?
we were very lucky. We were kind of near the back, and the puppies preferred the front. So we didn't get a ton of puppy action, but we also didn't get any puppy doo-doo.
Big surprise that there is a classroom environment and Sydney's way at the back.
We're way at the back. So there was the first row, then the second row. We were the third row.
Yeah.
The second row is where all the poop and peeing and potty
Okay.
action happens.
They just
so,
like that second row.
yeah, for
And
whatever
this
reason.
one puppy took the biggest puppy dump, and then another puppy ran through it onto a child's yoga mat.
And then the child started screaming, and I was like, what did you expect? They're puppies.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. And Cheryl's been with me to the garage before where I volunteer too. So, I mean, she's also seen it in action. Like they just take giant puppy dumps, and I went to clean it up, and then the mom just like ate it. And I was like, oh, so gross. Trying to help you be less gross.
It's
So
lost calories if you don't.
yeah. So I am desensitized to how gross puppies are.
Yeah.
But not that poor little boy.
I think the other thing people don't realize is like puppy poop is, for our podcast listeners who want graphic descriptions, you might want to skip ahead. Puppy poop is very watery and like
Yeah.
it is not solid.
Nope.
So it's pooping out liquid and
Okay.
yeah, so like
Little pudding pops.
yes, correct. And so like anyone who has not had a puppy before and does not know that that is what's going to happen. That is why I was glad Sydney brought her trash one, because like if you brought your nice one and then puppy poop ended up on it, that would be sad.
It would be. And my really nice one is cork, so I don't know how I would
it would not clean.
that. Wouldn't clean as well as the other kinds.
You just flip it over.
But no puppies. That's what the kid had to do. I mean, they had volunteers, and the Zoe's volunteer came up and cleaned up his mat with like Lysol wipes and everything, and was like, "I'm so sorry," but he still turned it over, which is fair enough. But I could see it happening too, and it just happened so fast.
Yeah.
Like I saw the one puppy do it, and then the other puppy running, and I was like, "No!"
It's like a chain reaction.
Yeah. And then just little puppy poop rinse all over his mat. And only his mat.
Yes.
So he might have taken that personally.
Maybe. I would say that probably 40% of the class was kids.
Okay.
There were a lot of kids.
There were a lot of
Kids
kids.
are an easy sell.
Yeah.
When puppies involved,
Mm-hmm.
even if there's poop.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a lot of kids.
So-
Noisier than most yoga classes I go to.
Yes.
Was it pretty full when you got there?
It wasn't not full, but it wasn't full.
I'd say it was about
Medium.
half full. Yeah.
And then it filled up.
Yeah.
It was full, yeah, by the end.
Yep.
And was Sydney telling you we have to be at the back of the class because I don't want to be at the front?
No, it was because we
We had to fill out the waivers.
had to fill out the waivers, and then when we
And I had to
got
change.
in, the first 2 rows were full.
Yeah.
There wasn't any room up front.
Okay. Well, good on you, Sydney.
Yeah.
I mean, flashback to our furry convention. You just wanted to hide in the back.
Sometimes you just have to sit at the back. And it's okay to sit at the back. Someone needs to sit at the back.
There was many dog-themed things going on there, too. I just want to tell you.
Meh. It wasn't the same.
So how early were you guys?
12:48.
Okay.
Yep. So
Yeah, we did good.
we were about 10 minutes early.
Nicely done.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have to talk to anyone, Sydney?
No, thank God.
So this was a perfect day for you.
Perfect. But then at the end, a stranger did approach us, but she gave me a puppy.
Yes.
So there are ways to approach me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sydney's very transactional.
Yeah. And that's fine.
Kittens are also acceptable.
Also acceptable. But I have also done yoga with a cat present, and it is far more disrespectful. So,
How
different
so?
energies. The cat will just like bat my ponytail and crawl on me when I'm trying to do the poses. And that particular cat was fond of trying to smack me in the face. So,
Oh, yeah.
just disrespectful. So, yeah, cat yoga is far more disrespectful. The puppies just sort of walk under you, around you, smell you, fall asleep on you.
How many fell asleep on you, Sydney?
None fell asleep on me.
And before yoga starts, at least the ones I've gone to, there's a bit of preamble. What sort of things did they describe for your yoga experience before you guys started?
What did they say? Just that puppies poop and pee, and raise your hand if it happens.
Yeah.
And as always, volunteer will assist you.
The puppies were all unvaccinated. So we had to sanitize our hands before going in.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Don't give them any dog germs.
yeah.
Yeah.
They did briefly say that they would try do yoga. You could take photos if you wanted to. Because it's an unorthodox class, like normally they'd expect certain things, right? Like you be quiet and you do whatever else. And I think it was more for like the kids than it was for the adults, because most adults
Okay.
know to be quiet during yoga class.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, we understand that like it's hard. There's puppies here and they're cute, and like, you know, you're allowed to make noises. Like this isn't all just for relaxing and yoga purposes. It's also for the
Mm-hmm.
experience of puppies.
And also, you're allowed to take your phone out and take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so used to like not even having my phone on my person for yoga, so I didn't even have my phone. But Cheryl thought ahead, so she had her phone.
Yeah, I
Well done.
took some pictures and I sent them to you.
That's why Cheryl's the brains.
Mm-hmm.
I'll share some of those pictures on the post for when this episode drops. So keep an eye on our Facebook, Insta, and our main website.
But also because she said just wear clothes that you can move in, I wore my only cat t-shirt.
Faux pas.
It was a little awkward. That was a little awkward.
Is that? I bet that's why the puppies didn't breach the third row.
That's what I think. Yeah.
You deflected them with your cat worshipness.
I didn't know.
Do you have a puppy t-shirt?
No. And don't even have a puppy t-shirt.
What?
There's nothing you could have done.
No.
Nope. I have a bear hoodie.
A bear's kind of like a dog.
Yeah, like similar.
Mm-hmm.
It has the snout.
I think the best part was there was one black and tan puppy, and every time the yoga instructor was like, okay, and I want you to take some deep breaths, it would just start barking.
Yeah.
So good. She'd be like, 2 more, and they'd go, ow, ow.
Yeah.
Very cute.
Yeah.
How would you say this compared to other yoga or actual yoga experiences you guys been to?
This is far superior to actual yoga, except in that most actual yoga classes that I go to, they'll always say, you know, yoga is your time for you to do whatever, and if you just want to lay on your mat the whole time, you can. But they didn't say that in this class, so I felt compelled to do the flow.
You got peer pressured.
I did get peer pressured.
I'd say this is easier yoga than some of the yoga I've done in the last little while. I've been doing a lot of yoga with Mel, and I think because there were puppies and people realized that that was what most people had turned out for, was like, it's going to encourage people who wouldn't normally go to yoga because puppies. They made it an easier class.
The skill level was lower.
Yeah.
Except for those sun salutations.
Yes.
She cued them very fast. And I haven't done yoga in a while, but I was like, oh my God, is this how fast it's supposed to be? Like, Jesus, I'm out of shape at this.
So you said there was like 13 puppies there?
There's like 8.
Yeah.
8? Okay. So a good amount.
Yeah. But one time Cheryl came and helped me at that garage with a litter where there were 13 puppies.
What was the puppy to human ratio in the room?
Maybe 4 people per puppy.
Okay. That seems pretty good.
I don't know. I didn't look at the other people at all. They were strangers. Although I guess there was lots of Zoe's people.
Yeah.
Did you guys attract any one of the puppies? Did they keep coming back to you? Sometimes a puppy picks a person.
Mm-hmm. I think they were the little boy whose yoga mat got poop paw prints all over it. They seemed to like him, but it was also because he was a lot more energetic, right? So he's matching the level of the puppies.
Mm-hmm.
Sydney and I are slightly more calmer than he was probably a 9-year-old child. So
Okay.
yeah,
They kind of gave us a sniff, but they really liked him.
Uh-huh.
More than the other kids, too, actually.
Yes.
He was the favorite.
yeah,
Maybe it was the puppy king.
yeah.
Yeah. And then the instructor, like, redistributed puppies towards the back quite often because they just, like, stay in their little herd. So, which seemed to be kind of near the front of the classroom. It's probably where their stuff was.
Yes.
And, like, the Zoe's volunteers, they would probably know. So, they were kind of clustered up there. So then lady would be cueing poses and, like, redistributing puppies, which was pretty funny.
It was even funnier because she would drop them down at the back of the room, and then they would immediately run to the front of the room again.
Yeah. So you'd just be doing a pose, and you'd just see, like, patter, 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 just run past you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now we know next time front row.
Yes.
And Sydney famously hates sitting at the front.
But for puppies.
So if we want to get Sydney to do anything for the
Puppies.
podcast, anything, we make sure a puppy's present.
Like many puppies.
You volunteered at Zoe's, though. We could just borrow some.
That's true. I don't know if you're allowed to borrow them. I've never asked.
So we could take you to an exorcist workshop
No.
As long as there were puppies.
as
What
long
if
as
the
there's at
puppies
least
get
3
possessed?
puppies.
No, what if the puppies got possessed by demons?
Puppies don't get possessed.
We don't know that.
Dogs get possessed, but not puppies.
Who are you to be the authority on whether or not puppies get possessed?
I know things.
Okay.
Did you see any possessed puppies where you were today?
No.
No. There you go. The proof is in the puppies.
Silly.
And how long were you guys doing yoga for?
50 minutes?
Yeah, let's say that.
That's
50
pretty
minutes.
good.
Yeah, they gave a little bit of time before and after so that there was some playtime with puppies.
How long were you actually doing yoga for with puppy?
Well, like a standard yoga class is
Yeah.
like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
So you weren't having to stop what you're doing to accommodate a puppy every so often?
Oh, I mean, a ton of people did.
Yeah, but it wasn't us.
Yeah. Yeah, we behaved and we did all of the yoga part as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we're professionals.
Good job, you two.
Yeah.
How much would you recommend other people take part in a puppy yoga?
100 million%.
Yeah, I think it would be fun. Just realize that you might have your stuff pooped and peed on. Don't wear any nice, fancy $250 Lululemon pants.
Get them Costco dupes.
Yep. I did want to ask you about one thing. I don't know if you've heard of the laws that have come out of the UK about the banning of bully breeds.
I did hear something about that recently.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on people in the bully breeds?
I feel kind of weird about breeding altogether.
Mm-hmm.
I get that we have certain breeds that are working dogs that I guess people need for certain functions, but I feel like we made too many breeds. I feel like breeding has gone too far, and especially when it's like not good for us. So I feel weird about breeding in general. I could talk about that, could be its own podcast. But also, I mean, I don't know. I just kind of end up feeling bad for the dog. You know what I mean? We made all these dogs. We have a pet population crisis. We need more accommodation and tax dollars going towards these animals because it's our fault. So if they have too many aggressive pit bulls and they're having too many incidents over there, like, guess what? What are you doing to stop that from happening? Are you letting people breed, irresponsibly and all these things? Probably. I don't know anything about how they handle all that over there, but... And then in general, I am a bleeding heart, and I think any dog can be a good dog. Mm-hmm. So...
Some of the requirements will be if you've got a dog that matches the description of what they consider a bully breed, you're now going to have to muzzle train your dog. Yeah.
I don't like that.
They've also put, if your dog's over 2 years old, it must be spayed or neutered within the next 4 months.
I mean, I do kind of agree with that.
I agree with that too.
Puppy explosions.
Yeah, there's way too many.
I mean, like the volunteer place that I'm with, they've got like, what did I say, 60 or 70 puppies in care right now. Yeah. People don't fix and spay and neuter their dogs, and 70 puppies. And I feel like adoption is going down. Yeah. People aren't getting as many pets, so...
I think it's also because people only can have so many pets. Like, the people who are likely to adopt them can only adopt so many. Right. And so, like, we would like to adopt a second one at some point, but, like, we're not ready for that right now, so we're not going to. But at a certain point, people are just maxed out on puppies.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not against any one in particular breed, but when you have bad conditions, it creates dogs that have problems, so...
Wiener dogs.
Wiener.
Not wiener dogs. Don't single out
wiener dogs are terrible.
Wiener dogs are special babies.
When I was working for Dad, I was working on assembling furniture for this lady who moved into a house, and her dog barked at me for 8 hours straight. It didn't stop for a drink of water or food. It didn't take a nap. It just barked for 8 hours.
It just had so many things to tell you.
Which was, get off my lawn.
Yeah. Were you on its lawn?
I was in its house.
There you go.
Building its furniture.
What were you doing at its house building its furniture? You're quite tall compared to a wiener dog. Did you try getting on its level to show that you're not a threat? Did you try turning your body sideways?
I am quite tall, even if I'm lying straight down, compared to a wiener dog.
Yes.
This is also true.
All of us are quite tall compared to a wiener dog.
But Chris is tall. It's a wiener. So, just saying.
The other dogs are okay. Wiener dogs, though.
I like wiener dogs.
What's your least favorite breed, then?
I don't know. I don't think I have one.
Oh, okay.
How about you, Cheryl? If you never saw a certain kind of breed again, what would you be okay with?
This is going to sound terrible and people are going to hate me, but I don't like the Chinese crusteds. I think they look so weird.
What do those ones look like?
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. They're like so ugly, they're cute. Yeah. They come back around for me.
That's fair.
Is it one of those dogs that wins the world's ugliest dog competitions?
Probably.
Sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Can I see if it's the one I'm thinking of? Yeah, they come back around again. That's a good boy.
It's gross.
I'm just not a fan of how they look.
I love it.
And the first thing that comes to my mind is how much inbreeding had to happen for that to occur.
And that's why I say I feel pretty weird about breeding in general. I'm not even with German Shepherds and working dogs, some of those standards that they set are not good for the body of the dog.
No.
I think really my only stance on dogs is that I know that like working dogs are like not for me, but I like to visit them.
Fair.
But like I could never own like a collie or a kelpie or, anything that is bred for a job to do. It's probably not for me. Because I don't even have time. I don't even want to do my own job. I don't have time to facilitate simulating a job for you. on top of doing my job.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But you're okay with all dogs.
yeah.
Even people who believe they're dogs.
Even people who what?
Believe they're dogs.
Even people who believe they're dogs.
Yep.
I don't get it.
That they are themselves a dog.
Oh, I'm thinking THEIR, like believe their dog.
Welcome to
Like
English.
as if Freddie told you something and you just like believe it. And I was like, what?
Never believe anything he tells me.
It's
People
true.
who believe they are dogs.
Yes.
Have you seen that meme going around where that Japanese man spent like thousands of dollars to make himself look just like a collie?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It is like,
Disturbing.
it's disturbing.
Yeah.
They did photo shoots and shot videos of him walking through public parks, and you can get down on all fours, and he would encourage people to come over and pet him.
Ooh.
And some did.
And some did. The Japanese are very polite. So
It's impolite not to pet a dog man.
I don't know the rules of it.
Cheryl's-
That's the guy?
That's the guy.
Cheryl's showing.
That's a
Sydney
dog.
now.
That is not a dog. That is the guy's costume. He paid thousands of dollars to turn himself into the dog.
That's really convincing. The face did look a touch off,
Yeah, it looks a little off.
but it's like really good. From a distance, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
That must be so bad for all of his muscles.
Yeah.
We found a dog man that Sydney enjoys the company of.
I'm more just impressed. Like it's, but is it too believable? No, I think the face would be like, what's off about that face? But
The thing that would bother me is that the eyes wouldn't open and close, or
Yeah.
like
Mm-hmm.
there are things about a dog that like
it's the snout. The snout is a bit off on that suit.
and it wouldn't pant.
Mm-hmm.
Like that
Mhm.
is also kind of weird.
The rolling over was pretty
Yeah,
convincing,
it was
though.
pretty good.
Dog man of Japan, get in touch with Sydney.
Did the people know that it's a man at the time of petting?
I could tell.
You could tell it's a man?
I can tell there's a man inside that costume.
I don't know. I just kind of like it looks off, but it is a convincing costume.
I mean, I would imagine two things. One, he has somebody that's there with him, like an assistant.
But you know what it looks like? It looks like have you guys seen the animal show where they just make the robots and send them undercover?
Yes.
That's what it looks
Yeah.
like. Because it looks slightly off,
Yes.
but why would you go straight to man and dog suit? I was thinking, if anything, it's like one of them robots.
I was actually thinking Chris meant furries.
You just know that there's a human being
That
under all
dresses as a
that.
dog, yeah.
He just knows.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
It's a bit
some
weird. That's not for
moves
me.
that only people can do that dogs can't. And vice versa.
Yeah.
Mhm. I just want to know what would cause somebody to be like, you know what? I want to be a collie.
They're quite smart as far as dogs go.
Mm-hmm.
So Sydney, would you want to go to dog yoga again?
Yes.
Would you want to go to dog yoga, but you showed up and it's just a bunch of Japanese men dressed up as collies?
No. No.
Just men in general.
Just real dog yoga only.
Real dog yoga only.
Anything more you guys would like to add to the episode?
I think I'm good.
Just puppy yoga was a real good time.
Yeah. Would recommend. As long as you're not allergic to dogs and you
Yeah.
don't care about poop being on your stuff.
Honestly, if you are allergic to dogs, risk it.
Just bring your Benadryl.
Yeah, bring whatever you gotta bring.
Fall asleep on your yoga mat.
Yeah.
Most of the puppies by the end of the class had fallen asleep on the yoga mats anyway,
Yeah.
so you may as well just sleep with them.
We'll take you to dog napping next.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to do that. Dog napping.
Yeah.
Re-nap with dogs.
I'm not a napper. I'm not a napping guy.
We'll see. We'll get you there.
All
Don't
right.
worry, Benadryl.
Benadryl.
Well, that wraps it up for today's dog yoga episode of the I Went Outside Today podcast. This is one of your three hosts, Chris, signing off.
This is Cheryl wishing everyone a Merry Christmas.
I'm Sydney. I patted them puppies.
Thanks for listening to today's very special episode of the I Went Outside Today podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, spread the joy and share us with your friends or leave a review.
If you really enjoy our podcast and you want to support us in doing more episodes, consider donating to our Patreon or leave us suggestions in the comment section on our website or social media. Or you can email us at iwentoutsidepod@gmail.com.
And make sure you follow us on our social medias. We got Twitter. We got Facebook. We don't got Snapchat because that's for creeps.
We don't have Twitter.
We don't have Twitter.
Facebook and Instagram.
We got Facebook,
Oh,
Insta.
fuck. Okay. I'm not gonna do it again. It's not gonna be as good. Why don't we have Twitter? We got Facebook. We got Instagram. And you can see all our photos and adventures that don't get turned into episodes because every day of our life is an adventure. Bye.